In this video, I would like to give some food for thought to those who may be contemplating retiring to Thailand. In particular men, although it can apply also to women, this cautionary tale invariably applies to those who have been coming to Thailand for some time, on holiday, and have probably started up a relationship in Thailand. The dream of settling down here with a Thai partner can seem very attractive. However, it is true that it goes well for many people, but I am more than aware of many cases where things have gone terribly wrong for various reasons. This is particularly true at present when the world is in the hands of this COVID-19. Here in Thailand, many of the social venues have closed, and even those that are open, many are expected to shut up shop soon because of the lack of customers. A possible result of these conditions can be that those that have retired here become isolated in a foreign country. In many cases they do not speak the language, which creates another form of isolation and can result in some psychological problems. Anyway, enough of this preamble. Let me tell this tale and you can form your own opinions. Okay, this is now I'm at another part of the family farm, and there's someone that I'd like to introduce you to. And this is a gentleman from the UK that his story about retiring here to Thailand and enjoying a nice quiet retirement didn't go too well for him actually. So when I come here, I always pop up just to say hello, because I think how he has ended up here is quite sad actually. Maybe it doesn't bother him too much, but I don't think it would bother me too much. But anyway, see what you think. So this is his house here. I'm told that he built this himself. Obviously he used some Thai labour also. So let's go and I'll introduce you to the gentleman that I'm talking about. Still got to be careful where you walk here. Walking across grass, got to watch every step. Okay, we'll go around this way because he's at the back of the house. And here he is here. Mr. Ian Broster. I can't read the Thai now, but I think he's been dead maybe about 8 years. He was cremated and his ashes are interred in there. A Londoner. He come from London, and I believe he was in his 50s when he retired. He married one of my wife's sisters here, and they moved up here, and he built this house and settled down to a nice retirement. Good-hearted gentleman. He bought a lot of land for his wife. She had got, I think, I don't know exactly, but I know she got some big pieces of land that he bought. Extremely cheap. I've got to say that although this is all agricultural land, it's not expensive because you cannot make a lot of money from it, but it's sold quite cheaply. But he bought a big lump of land that his wife said that she was going to look after, and he built this house. Built this house here, and then Then the sad part came in, because once he'd built this house and his wife was happy and everything was happy, he settled down to enjoy his time here. And I'm told his daily routine was he would get on a bicycle and he would cycle down to town, which is a fair old distance. Well, I don't know where in town he went, but he'd cycle down to town and he'd buy his cigarettes and a bottle of whiskey and some soda waters, and that's the way he would spend his day. This went on for several years, 3 or 4 years I'm led to believe. The same routine every day, and eventually it caught up with him, because it wasn't even a good whiskey he was drinking. It was a Thai whiskey, and I don't think they're as good for you as Scottish whiskey, for sure. But I don't know if any whiskey is good for you, but certainly not drunk in those quantities. It didn't do you any good. So he died. He spent just a short time in hospital, I'm told 2 or 3 weeks. Liver failure or something like that. And then he sadly passed away, and they had him cremated, and they built this monument out the back of the house. Now his wife is remarried and she's moved away, and she lives in another part of Thailand now. She does come back here occasionally, I'm told. Nothing wrong with that. She was still a young woman when he died, and she had a life to take care of as well, and she had a family also, not by him but by a previous husband. So she moved away, and now he stays here in this house with no one here. So I think I know he's dead, and we're all going to go that way in the end, but I just feel a little bit sad that he's stuck so far away from London. Nobody visits him. I think probably, from what I understand, none of his family have ever been here. So nobody knows exactly where he ended up. I only hope he enjoyed his retirement, actually, because to end up this way, you have to have enjoyed what went before it. So that's the story. I always pop in here, say hello. Hopefully, hopefully I will not end up the same way. I have some plans, but it's something that you've got to think about when you retire here. What's going to happen to you after? Because there's always an after in a retirement. Okay, that's it for now.